The following is a video presentation on the proper use of the K-380 machine. It is designed to make the operation of your K-380 easy and efficient. The K-380 is designed to clean drains from 1.5 to 4 inches in diameter, including floor drains, stack lines, vent pipes, and interior laterals up to 75 feet long. Before assembling or operating the K-380, be sure to read the operator's manual. Safety instructions are located in the front of the manual. Read and understand all the safety and operating instructions before operating the K-380. Read all warning labels on the machine. For your convenience, it is divided into the following segments so you can quickly find what you need. Machine inspection, machine setup, manual operating instructions, reverse operation procedure, auto feed operating instructions, installing the auto feed, installing the cart. The following safety procedures should be performed before each use. First, make sure the drain machine is unplugged and the directional switch is set to the off position. Check the foot switch and be sure it is attached to the drain machine. Do not operate the machine without a foot switch. Inspect the power cord, GFCI, and plug for damage. If the plug has been modified, is missing the ground plug, or if the cord is damaged, do not use the drain cleaning machine until the cord has been replaced. Inspect the drain cleaning machine for any broken, missing, misaligned, or binding parts, as well as any other conditions that may affect the safe and normal operation of the machine. If any of these are present, do not use the machine until any problem has been repaired. Use tools and accessories that are designed for your drain cleaner and meet the needs of your application. Clean any oil, grease, or dirt from all equipment handles and controls. Inspect the cutting edges of your tools. If necessary, have them sharpened or replaced prior to using the drain cleaning machine. Inspect cables and couplings for wear and damage. Cables should be replaced when they become worn or eroded. Warning: worn or damaged cables can break, causing serious injury. To prevent serious injury, proper setup of the machine and work area is required. Check work area for adequate lighting, grounded electrical outlet, clear path to the electrical outlet, dry place for the machine and operator, flammable liquids, vapors, or dust that may ignite. Position the drain cleaning machine within 2 feet of the drain. Greater distance can result in cable twisting or kinking. Position the air foot switch pedal for easy operator accessibility. The machine is designed for one-person operation. Select and install the proper tool to the end of the cable. Note: a good rule of thumb is to use a tool at least 1 inch smaller than the line to be cleaned. The style of the tool is determined by the nature of the job and is left up to the operator. A good starting tool is the T211 cutter. The T211 spade cutter is used to open the drain initially and establish flow. The T202 bulb funnel auger is used to break up the remains of stoppages and retrieve large soft objects. The T205 C cutter is used in cleaning pipes of general debris clinging to pipe walls. Please note that the K-380 is not designed to cut or clear away root problems. A larger machine and cable is required for roots. Plug the machine into the electrical outlet, making sure to position the power cord along the clear path selected earlier. To check the GFCI, press the test button. The indicator light should click off. To reset, press the reset button and the indicator light should come back on. Do not use the machine if the GFCI does not work properly. Warning: to avoid electric shock and fires, never use an extension cord that is damaged. Extension cords must have 3-prong plugs that accept the machine plugs. Do not use an adapter. See your operator's manual for further instructions. It is very important to know the approximate length of the drain you are about to run. Overrunning the cable too far into a larger pipe or septic tank can allow the cables to knot up and prevent their return through small lines. When operating the K-380, wear leather gloves provided with the machine. Never wear cloth-type gloves. Always wear eye protection. Do not use the machine if the drain contains drain cleaning compounds. Never mix drain cleaning chemicals together. Chemical reactions or splashing of solvents can cause serious injury or damage your cable. Call a professional drain cleaner if you suspect chemicals are in the drain. Always assume the correct operating position in order to maintain proper balance. Be sure you can quickly remove your foot from the foot switch. Your hand must be on the cable to control any possible twisting action when the cable hits an obstruction. Keep hands away from the rotating drum. Do not reach into the drum unless the machine is unplugged. With the machine in the off position, manually pull a sufficient length of cable out of the drum and insert the tool and cable into the drain. Move the forward, off, reverse switch into the forward position. Pull approximately 1 foot of additional cable out of the machine, forming a slight loop of cable between the machine and the drain. Warning: before starting the machine, both operators' gloved hands must be on the cable. While depressing the foot switch to start the machine, use both gloved hands to grasp and push the cable into the drain. Rotating cable will slowly work its way into the line as you apply downward pressure with gloved hands on the cable loop. Continue to slowly feed the cable into the line a few inches at a time until resistance or an obstruction is encountered. The cable will become difficult to feed or will have a tendency to twist sideways in your hands. If the cable loads down in the obstruction, pull back on the cable with short, quick jerks to free the cutter. Then, slowly advance the cable back into the obstruction. Repeat this process until the obstruction is clear. Remember, make sure the cutter is rotating at all times and never force the cable. If the motor continues to turn but the drum stops, the torque limiter is slipping because of excessive force. The drum will begin spinning again once the load is released from the cable or the blade has been dislodged from the blockage. Warning: do not allow tension to build up in the cable. This can happen quickly and without warning. When cleaning a drain, proceed slowly and carefully as you feed the cable into the drain. If a cable or blade gets locked into a blockage, an over-torqued cable can twist up if the cable tension is not released. Twisting cable may cause serious injury or damage your cable. If your blade becomes lodged in a blockage and you are unable to reduce the tension, remove your foot from the foot pedal and allow the drum to come to a complete stop. Refer to the next section of this program to use reverse operation. Once the drain has begun to flow again, it is recommended that you flush debris from the line with running water. It is recommended that a continuous flush of water be used to clean the cable and tools as they are retrieved from the drain. To retrieve the cable, release the foot actuator and allow the machine to come to a complete stop. Pull 1 or 2 feet of cable from the drain and manually push back into the machine. It may be easier to do this when the drum is not spinning. Continue this procedure until the tool is just inside the drain. Warning: never retract the tool from the sewer drain while the cable is rotating. Turn the machine off. Pull the remaining cable and tool from the line and hand feed the cable back into the machine. Use reverse only to free a tool caught in an obstruction. Never operate this machine in reverse for any other purpose. Operating in reverse can damage the cable and cause serious injury. If your blade or cable becomes lodged in the drain, immediately remove your foot from the foot switch and allow the machine to come to a full and complete stop. Tighten the screw on the nose of the machine so that it firmly captures the cable to avoid kinks occurring inside the drum. Place the machine in reverse. Grasp the cable with gloved hands and pull while tapping the foot switch. When the tool is dislodged, put the machine in forward. Loosen the set screw on the nose of the machine and follow the normal operating procedure. To use the auto feed, manually pull sufficient cable out of the drum to start the tool and cable into the drain. Push the cable as far as it will go. Place the machine in forward. Warning: before operating the machine, operator's gloved hand must be on the cable. Loosely grasp the cable with gloved hand. Exert sufficient downward pressure on the cable to maintain control while depressing the foot actuator to start the drum rotating. To feed cable into the line, move the feed lever in the same direction as the rotating drum and cable. Push the feed lever away from the neutral position until it engages and feeds the cable. The speed at which the cable feeds depends on the force applied to the handle. The greater the handle force, the greater the speed. Warning: always keep your hand on the cable to feel the tension. Do not force the cable. Allow the cable to feed itself into the drain. Note: if negotiating a trap, it may be necessary to hand feed the blade through the trap prior to using the auto feed. Continue to feed the cable into the line until resistance or an obstruction is encountered. The cable will have a tendency to twist sideways. To avoid damaging or flipping the cable, move the feed lever into full reverse. This should release the twist in the cable and reduce the size of the cable loop between the machine and the drain opening. Once free of the obstruction and the load is relieved from the cable, gradually feed the cable forward. Allow the cutter to advance slowly and work through the obstruction. Note: at this point, progress depends upon the sharpness of the tool and the nature of the obstruction. Severe obstructions may require manual operation until the blockage has been cleared. When blockages are encountered, move the auto feed to the neutral position and manually pull back sharply on the cable to free the cutter and relieve the load. Slowly advance the cable back into the obstruction. Repeat this process until the obstruction is clear. Remember, make sure the cutter is rotating at all times and never force the cable. If the motor turns but the drum stops, the torque limiter is slipping because of excessive force. Warning: do not allow tension to build up in the cable. This can happen quickly and without warning, so proceed slowly and carefully as you feed the cable into the drain. If the tool gets hung up in an obstruction, refer to reverse operating procedures. To retrieve the cable from the sewer line, move the feed lever in the opposite direction of the drum rotation. The cable should feed itself back into the machine. It is recommended that a continuous flush of water be used to clean the cable and tool as they are retrieved. Warning: never retract the tool from the drain while the cable is rotating. To install the auto feed, screw the handle into the auto feed. Put a small amount of cable through the auto feed. Mount the auto feed to the outside of the front frame. Use the two holes located in the front crossbar to attach the auto feed to the frame. Insert the screws into the holes in the frame from the back. Be sure to tighten the screws until the auto feed is secure. Don't over-tighten the screws. To install the cart, bolt two wheel assembly supports to the pre-drilled K-380 frame. Assemble the first wheel, securing it on the axle with a cotter pin, two washers, and a spacer. Slide the axle through the frame's pre-drilled holes and attach the second wheel in the same order. Attach the upright handle extension to the sides of the K-380 frame using the included brackets, bolts, and T-handles.